prominent Nigerian Usman Yusuf has explained why he thinks that the North has more diversity than the Southeast and the Southwest put together. Speaking on AIT, Yusuf noted that anyone can become Nigeria's president if Goodluck Jonathan, a member of the Ijaw minority group, can do so. Addressing the topic, Yusuf said, I have often told people that anyone can become president if Goodluck Jonathan, from the Ijaw minority in a small state with 8 local government areas, can do so. Kano State has 44 local government areas, while Katsina State has 34. I get really upset when people talk about ethnicity and the rotational presidency. The Southeast does not know diversity as it is dominated by Igbo and Christians. The Southwest knows little diversity since it is dominated by Yoruba people, Christians, and Muslims. So are you using religion to talk about diversity? Is that what diversity is all about? Because these are the people who talk about it. Religion has nothing to do with whatever. When you talk about diversity, when you talk about people building things, people manufacturing things, people doing tremendous things, you talk about, you be bringing religion. What is religion? Religion is a personal thing. So you bring in religion, you can imagine it is Christians because we have Muslims in Yoruba land, but in other places they don't have this thing. Then in all those countries that are doing very well, you say they are developed countries, do they use religion as a yardstick? You see their mindset. So if they don't have Muslims in their large number or Christians or whatever, that is to them development, because that is what I'm getting from what this man is saying. He continued, the North is very diverse. There is no single dialect or religion in the region's 19 states. Kaduna State alone has 53 dialects, while the Plateau has 40. We know diversity because we have lived with people of different ethnic groups and religions. So what have all of those things benefited you or brought out? How have all of those things brought development? I don't understand. And this man calls himself a professor. He calls himself a professor. You talk about languages. What language can't help now? You they speak the language you have, and you guys cannot come together, even as a country. I'm not even basing it on the religion or the region is even talking about generally. And that's why I always give this example of, oh, one person will tell you that, oh, I was the president so time. Oh, this party was president, was in charge so time. When you bring all of those things that they all brag about, especially the politicians, all they brag about, when we bring it to aggregate or to sum everything up, we are nowhere. So of what use? Oh, now they are telling you second Niger bridge. Oh, Ibadan Expressway. Oh, we talk about the Tomiland bridge that was built during what is it called, Babangida. Oh, during Gowan's time. Oh, they say we had enough whatever resources, but the problem we had then was how to spend the money. Then what did they even do? Even some of the things that they did, we cannot even continue with those things. At the end of the day, if we sum everything together, at least we can say from 1960, that is when we began to talk about this country as a whole, because that was when we got our independence. Let's leave all of those things that happened before 1960. But since 1960 to date, where is Nigeria? Where you begin to see some analysts talking about some other countries like Singapore, Japan, all those other smaller countries, when Nigeria was booming. And not till today, we don't have a 247 electricity. Then tell me the kind of development we're talking. And this one that calls himself a professor is talking about religion, because he's just trying to put a dialect to garnish it so that it won't be as if this. But from my own perspective, I could see, I could think through what he was trying to say. Just religion. But he wouldn't want to say, but we can see it's just religion that they have Muslim. Who he help? You always carry this Muslim whatever on your head. Go and check all that. Check Abu Dhabi, check UAE, check UK, Dubai, you check Saudi Arabia, check Qatar. Are they not doing tremendously well? It's only in Nigeria, these Muslim people that are always shouting this and that, it has not yielded any positive result. Those ones are even, those countries are even mentioned, they will not even be talking about does Dubai even talk about religion? They don't talk about all those nonsense, and because all those are rubbish. But see what they are doing. And you know, it's a Muslim country. UAE is a Muslim country, but they keep it aside. so that they will accommodate everybody. And that's why you see everybody, both Muslims and whatever. You don't need to be putting all those things on your head. Religion is a personal thing. And see the great and mighty things they are doing in all of those countries. It's only in Nigeria they can't see. Poverty is just all over the place. How have you developed? See all your children, all this Nigeria and whatever, you will load them. You are talking about diversity, but how many times have you seen Southerners generally that they would load their children or they would load themselves inside trailer and dumping it in all those your Kaduna that you have a 40-something local governments, 100 local governments? How many times have you seen that? If you see the people coming from the south, they will pay transport. If there's anything they want to do in the north, they will pay transport and they'll come and do their business there. But you, reverse is the case. You have all of those things. You will heap all your whatever, and the ones that are sick, the ones that cannot even feed themselves. Somebody was saying that, they talk about the north. The north is not this. They are illiterate. They are the ones supplying food. The food you are supplying, you cannot even feed your people. Can you supply food? Because if you supply food, even if you are selling, the remaining one should be given to your children. But your children are all over the place. You can't even feed them. You can't take care of them. I've always said it. The vices that we talk about in this country, 90 or 80% is embedded. It's coming from the north. So what are you talking about? The religion, you are not even making use of the religion that we even make people to be saying, to say, oh, yes, we love the way you practice your religion. We want to be part of your religion. It's something that everybody is running away from because of your aggressive nature and the way you do things. It's a personal thing, but stop bringing it, the way you want to practice it, stop bringing it into the Nigerian political space. You produce food, you can't do without it. You can't even buy it. Your people cannot even buy it until you bring it to the south before you can sell it. If you have that food that you brag about that you produce, why is it that your children cannot feed? They are carrying plates all over the place. If you produce that, because I don't see the correlation between your production and the reality on ground that your people cannot feed. So you are telling us about religion and what that is, that diversity in poverty, diversity in retrogression. Is that what you are telling us? And this one calls himself a professor, just like I said. It's so painful when these people use all of this. We talk about Nigeria as a whole. We talk about our population that's supposed to be an advantage to us. But what do we have? All of those things, the natural resources, human resources, or whatever resources that we have, at the end of the day, we cannot even get meaningful things out of it. When you move around this country, you will weep. We are saying the same thing over and over again. When you are talking about development, people start, you know that there is a process. We have already started the process. Let's see how it goes in 2 years' time, in a year's time, 5 years' time, maybe at most. You let there be a projection. And when the system is in place, irrespective of the party that is ruling at that particular time, they will follow you through. But what do we have in this country? We don't even have a plan. There's no pattern. There's no hope. If we know that we have a serious people at the helm of affairs of this country, we begin to say, okay, we have people that their head, they're correct. Let me use that word. You know that they will follow it. But that is not the issue. This one will come and they will just scatter it. You remember Vision 2020, Vision 2010, till today. All of those is a thing of the past. Nobody is talking about it. You see the crop of people who want to enter now. Let me go there and do my own thing. By the time I settle my family, and that is it, the rest people will be bound to the Philistines. Is that a life? So I don't want to go further in all of this. I just want you to react to the statement made by this Professor Usman Yusuf, talking about the diversity in the north versus diversity in the south.